Hey Spice Fam, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you an updated version of my Callaloo soup recipe. So if you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, put on your post notification bell so you don't miss each time I do an upload. Now let's get into today's video. We're going to start off first by prepping the pigtails. So I went into the supermarket and saw that they had smoked pigtails and I was like, I've never tried this before, so I'm just going to go ahead and try it. So I will be putting that in the soup today. I went ahead and removed it from the wrapper, the packaging, and next I'm just going to wash it a few times. So once I've washed it a few times, I'm next going to soak it in some vinegar water. And that basically helps with any impurities there may be, the good stuff, get rid of any scent or anything of the sort. So after I would have allowed it to soak, I think I did soak it this time for around 30 minutes. If you do have more time, you can leave it for longer. It helps get rid of some of that salt as well. I went ahead and washed it out some more times, and then once I've done that, I am next going to place it into a pot. You can always comment below and let me know if you would have used smoked pigtails before. What was your experience like? How did it taste for you? So I went ahead and add the smoked pigtails to the pot and add in some water. I'm going to bring that to a boil, and while that is happening, I'm going to move on to the next step. Here I have some callaloo leaves and I got them at a really good price. I got 2 packs like these for $10. TT dollars, that is, yeah. So I'm now going to just go ahead and remove the stems, and I'm just going to speed through the process. Once I've removed the stems, I'm next going to go ahead and wash out the leaves. Also comment below, let me know how you make your callaloo soup. Once I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them into smaller pieces, and that basically helps with the cooking process. Here it is all done, and I am now going to soak it in some vinegar water, and that basically helps get rid of any dirt or anything that may have stayed in between the leaves while I was washing it. So I will set that aside and move on to the next step. For provisions, we are using some dashing, sweet potatoes, and green fig. Now these are what I had on hand. Things like yams, cassava can be used as well, blubber as well. So I will speed through this process because you would have seen me done that several times over. So once I've done that, I'm just going to set that aside and move on to checking the pot. So it did come to a boil, and I'm just basically checking it. Actually, I had it boiling for a bit, and I'm just going to check it, and it's still very hard. So I will put on my pressure stuff to pressure it for roughly 7 minutes, and then while that is happening, I went ahead and cut the provisions into smaller pieces. So I will set that aside until I am ready for using or to use it. And next I move back to the callaloo leaves. I had them soaking for a while, so now I'm just going to wash it out and set it aside. We are moving on to seasonings. I'm using mostly natural seasonings today. Here I have some celery, some chives, I have some basil, I have some shadow benny, I have some thyme, garlic, onion, and some frozen pimento peppers. So these are some of the seasonings I will be using today, and I will go ahead and cut them and come back and show you. So here they are. We will leave it and check the meat again. So after 7 minutes, this is what the pigtail looks like. It's just basically to loosen it up, not to make it too soft. So I am using the same pot. I just removed it from the pot and cleaned it some, add in my oil, and next I'm just going to go in with the seasonings with the exception of the thyme. I will leave it for later. Once I add in the seasonings, I'm just going to go ahead and mix it until everything is well combined. And once I did that, I will allow it to saute for a couple minutes. So here is where I made a misstep, y'all. I was actually supposed to add in the callaloo hair, but I went ahead and add in the meat. So what is happening is that I was supposed to add in the callaloo, allow it to cook, and once it cooked, use my swivel stick and break it down. But traditionally, that's how it's done. But I actually forgot to do that part. So I just simply went ahead and just allow the meat and the seasoning, sorry, to fry for a couple minutes, and then I went in and add in the callaloo as you see here. And yeah, so remember that you have to do that first before adding in your meat. Don't make the mistake that I made. So once I've added the callaloo, I'm just going to mix it in really well and then allow it to steam for a few minutes. Then of course I did add in some water, and I like to add my water as I go along in small batches, simply because I want to make sure that I don't add too much at one time. So here you'd have seen me add in some water, and I'm just going to allow it to simmer for a few more minutes. This is what it looks like so far. So don't forget to comment below and let me know how you make your callaloo soup. And this is an updated version, by the way. So here I am now going to try and see if I can actually break it down now. It was a bit difficult simply because I would have already added in the meat. So which is why I said make sure that you do that process before adding in your meat. But I did manage to get it broken down some. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. So this is what it looks like. And yeah, so next I'm just going to go ahead and add in my coconut. And I'm using coconut milk powder today. I do have coconut, but it's frozen, so I'm using the powder today. I use roughly 3/4 of the pack, and I'm just going to mix it in until it's combined. And I must point out here that fresh seasonings really make your dishes taste delicious. Fresh is best, but we know sometimes we don't always get, the fresh seasonings. You use the dried ones. So here I add in some water, and I'm just going to bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm next going to add in all of the aforementioned provisions. Once I would have added that in, I did add in some water, and then I am just going to allow it to come to a boil. But before then, I'm just going to give it a quick mix, as you see here. And I'm also adding in some carrots. Some people choose to add in pumpkins as well, but I'm adding in some carrots today. And I'm just going to mix that in and allow it to come to a boil. So once it's boiling, I went ahead and make the dough, and I'm not going to add in my dumplings. I make corn dumpling. I did not record that part because you would have seen me make corn dumplings several times, so I just went ahead and did it. So once I've added in that, I'm next going to place in my fresh thyme and some additional seasonings. I have here all-purpose seasoning and some dry parsley flakes. Of course, I did add in a little bit of the cayenne pepper. I forgot to show that part. And here I'm gently mixing it around because I just added in the dumplings. So while cooking your soup, you want to ensure you check for enough water. You want to check for flavor. Also, don't forget to add a pinch of sugar. It basically helps with the flavor profile of your soup. So now that I would have checked it is actually finished, I will turn it off and oops, sorry guys. So I will remove it from the heat and then plate and come back to show you the final product. So here it is. This is what our soup looks like, a bit of everything. I also forgot to mention that I did add in a Scotch bonnet, and any kind of meat can be used in this soup, like chicken wings, chicken back, and all the good stuff. So I really do hope you would have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to comment below, let us know what you think, and if you do make callaloo soup, what do you do differently? We are always looking forward to your comments. Until the next time, see you in our next video. Bye.